What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another rebuild here on NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Today, the Dallas Mavericks. I have not done a rebuild with them in a while. I also have not done an offseason rebuild with them so far. They didn't draft anybody in the 2021 draft, so we do not have a prospect rebuild. Normal three-season rebuild here, and let me tell you, man, I think this team needs some help. Obviously, they have one of the best, probably the young best player in the entire league in Luka Doncic. He's currently my pick for MVP for this upcoming season, but he definitely does need some help around. So this team really didn't make any crazy moves this offseason. There were rumors of them getting maybe a guy like Kyle Lowry. Devontae Graham was floating around there. They ended up signing Reggie Bullock away from the New York Knicks. I actually do like the signing. It's a 3-year, around $30 million contract. I think he's going to be a good shooter for them. I definitely think he's a shooting guard that they do need. Other than that, there really weren't many moves. There really were not. They traded Josh Richardson to the Celtics. They got Moses Brown in return. They already have a lot of centers in that team. I don't really know the route they're going to go with this. Maybe they're going to try to move Kristaps back to that power forward spot. I think he played that a lot in New York, and he actually ended up, obviously that's where the legend of Kristaps was born. So, normal three-season rebuild today. If you guys haven't, take a second out of your day, subscribe to the channel, man. I definitely appreciate it. Let's get into this one. So I do apologize. I forgot to mention they re-signed Tim Hardaway Jr. as well. I think that's a good re-signing. I think it was on good money, especially with the way today's NBA is looking like that. So year number one here of a 3-year rebuild. We just basically go over the roster because I don't make any moves. I like to see how this team would do according to 2K. Luka's obviously the young superstar point guard on this team, not going anywhere. The entire rebuild, that is 100%. Got the Supermax extension, $200 million. Locked up, beautiful. Jalen Brunson, going to be his backup, a very good bench piece for us. I hypothetically, because this is 2K, could move Luka maybe to the shooting guard spot. I'm just going to keep him a point guard. Brunson will come off the bench. Eventually down the line, I'm probably not going to run a backup point guard just because Luka doesn't need the minutes. I do 9-man rotations most of the time. Other than that, the Reggie Bullock deal, they did go ahead and they signed him on a 3-year contract. I liked it a lot. I think it's decent money. I do not think he's going to be my starter for the entire video, if I'm being honest with you here. But again, we'll work around that maybe at some point in time. Could be a good trade piece for us as well. Josh Green, 71 overall. That actually is his official overall in 2K22 as well. Whoever's doing the roster is doing a good job. Maybe hypothetically I get one of these two guys in my backup shooting guard minutes. I don't love that. I mean, all three of these guys, including Tyrell Terry, 6'2", being the tallest. Don't love that for my backup shooting guard, but we can live with it. So Tim Hardaway Jr., forgot to mention that one. I just mentioned that. I'm sorry. Good contract, good money in my opinion. Definitely had to retain him. All around good. They brought in Sterling Brown as well, so he'll probably run a season for me off the bench as my backup small forward. Dorian Finney-Smith, I actually saw some rumors because they were floating out there for God knows what reason that they want to possibly do a sign and trade to get Lauri Markkanen to Dallas, and that they wouldn't actually include him in some sort of deal with Lauri Markkanen, some sort of sign and trade. I like Dorian Finney-Smith. I actually think he's a pretty underrated piece on this Mavericks roster. I don't know if you would do that. If I have any Mavericks fans in my comment section, you want to let me know. I don't know, though, man. Maxi Kleber as well will probably be my backup power forward for a year, and this is where we kind of get a little bit of a logjam department. They brought back Boban, which is obviously pleasing the fans. Is Willie Cauley-Stein going to play? I feel like they have to trade one of these guys, or do what I mentioned, maybe run Christoph Porzingis that starting power forward spot. I have no idea which way they're going to go. Ultimately, I'm only running 2 centers, so I'm going to give Moses Brown the minutes because I do want to develop. Powell, Cauley-Stein, Marjanovic. Sorry, man. Not going to happen. I'm going to set this rotation. I will see you guys with it. So we're kind of making the best of what we got here in Dallas in year number one. The starting 5 is exactly what you thought it was going to be. Luka Doncic, Reggie Bullock, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, and Christoph Porzingis. I'm keeping KP at the center spot. I actually do like his fit a little bit better there, especially with the modern NBA kind of trends. Guys are faster. Centers are able to shoot. It's a little bit different than if we bump it back even 5 years from this point. So I'm keeping KP at at the center spot for now. Our bench unit, Jalen Brunson, Moses Brown, Maxi Kleber, Sterling Brown, and Josh Green. So we technically do have higher overalls down here. I'm probably going to try to develop Josh Green. I just don't think Trey Burke's going to be on this team past one season. Other than that, I'm not playing all these centers down here. So that's how it's going to look year number one in Dallas. Obviously, we've not made a major move. This team in general really hasn't made a major move, but we will get to that in this offseason. I think this team could be anywhere from a 6 to a 4, possibly even a little bit lower in that seed. So we'll see how we do according to 2K. I will see you guys at the end of year number one. Okay, so I was right when I said we were possibly going to be lower than that 4 to 6 seed. We ended up as a 12 seed, not even in the playoffs here in the first season. Man, oh man, we got to do some things here. Nikola Jokic back-to-back in the MVP department. Cade, Rookie of the Year. Cody Zeller, Giannis, and Mitchell Robinson. Doc Rivers, 61 and 21 for Philadelphia. Okay. I did not think this team was going to be this bad. I think Luka's scoring is down a little bit. I'm pretty sure whoever made the roster, I'll stop mentioning it after this because I know all of you guys probably watch on the majority of these rebuilds. Scoring tendencies seem to be down for everybody. They really, really do. And it's not because I'm not setting scoring options. I've legitimately never done that in my life. And it's never been a problem before. So the fucking Houston Rockets made the playoffs, but we didn't. Oh, man, we got problems. We got a Bucks-Clippers finals. Almost happened this year. Giannis does win finals MVP. He goes back to back. Good for you, man. We are going to be making some major moves right now. If I do have any Mavericks fans watching, I do apologize. I do not mean to piss you off. The Knicks have our pick from the Christoph Porzingis trade. That's just great. Is it unprotected? Yes, it is. Okay, beautiful. We do not have our first round pick. I'm not firing Jason Kidd. Nico Harrison, beautiful. Jason Taylor, no. Daryl Armstrong, Daniel Falk have good enough ratings on. Actually, no, I'll keep them. All right, James Graham, and now we will get Randy Martin, my guy. We should have a big budget. Mark Cuban's our goddamn owner. We will now head up to the NBA draft, where we do not have our first round pick, unfortunately, this year. And we have no picks. It's fine. We're going to go ahead and we're going to make some major trades. We're going to go ahead and do this, hopefully, in a very unrealistic way. I'm not going to lie to you. These are not going to be any realistic moves, but we only have 2 seasons left, 2 off seasons left. Actually, well, 2 regular seasons, but 2 off seasons to make trades. And boy, I do got to make the most of them after this team doesn't make the playoffs. So we're going to hop into some major trades right now. I'll see you guys with some moves. So our first trade right here is coming with the Indiana Pacers, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dwight Powell, and a second-round pick. Heading over there for Miles Turner and Isaiah Jackson. I think defense is something this team needs 100%. Absolutely no ifs, ands, or buts. That means KP is going to be sliding to that power forward spot. I know I just mentioned that I do like him more at the center position. It's 2K. I can kind of move guys wherever I want. We're definitely not done making trades. We now do kind of have a gap at that small forward spot 100%. So we do got to figure something out there. Along with that, I don't really want Reggie Bullock to be starting this season. I don't know 100% necessarily want to trade him, but that contract might hold me up. So we'll see what the move is that we do end up making. But at this point in time, Josh Green's probably, developed enough, good enough to be coming off the bench for me as my backup shooting guard. So we got more trades to make here. I'm going to try to go ahead and figure out a way to get Kelly Oubre Jr. over here. He would be a tremendous upgrade at that small forward spot over currently Sterling Brown, because I did go ahead and trade away Tim Hardaway Jr. They're not going to take that. Unfortunately, we are not exactly loaded in the pick department. I will give you Tyrell Terry because I don't really need another backup point guard. So we do have Jalen Brunson, who is a free agent, who I haven't technically re-signed yet. I'm kind of waiting on maybe. Oh, wow. I didn't even have to give him a pick. Okay, so Brunson's going to come back. I don't know if I'm going to keep him. I might trade him for a new shooting guard. That is not 100%. I do want to figure out my starting 5. I want to make sure my starting 5 is good enough for this team. I don't have bird rights on Jalen Brunson. That's what we're doing right now, 2K? This fucking game, dude. How? Why? Explain to me why I don't have bird rights on Jalen Brunson. Okay, well, never mind then. I guess we do have to kind of just, let it go. We're just going to let him go, I guess. 100% should, but I guess we do not. So Reggie Bullock's going to be starting, I guess. At this point in time, we're probably going to bump it down to a 9-man rotation. Luka one of a backup. Karlek, Joe, whoever the hell you are. I'm going to get a pick 4, and then I'll sign a new backup small forward, and we'll basically call this one an offseason because this game sucks. It sucks so bad. Anybody want to give me a first? I highly doubt it. Oh, second round pick and a trade exception? I'll take that. I need a backup small forward. Batum's a little old. I mean, obviously everybody on this list is pretty old right now. Dorian Finney-Smith, I can actually just bring back. I do have bird rights on him. I can maybe, he has an A-3. I'll bump him down to the backup small forward spot. Fine by me. I don't know why I don't have bird rights on Jalen Brunson. I'm pretty sure he wasn't restricted. I'll double check that in just a second. But yeah, that's just crazy. That's crazy. He was not, he wasn't restricted. So he's gone. That sucks. But, yeah, kind of one of those little 2K things you got to live with. All right, this team has definitely made some upgrades, though. That being said, I think I'm excited to see what this team can do here in year number 2. I think we're definitely a playoff contending team. And I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. Start of the second year here in Dallas, and this is how it's going to look for us. Luka Doncic, Reggie Bullock. The game actually wants me to start Josh Green, and I do understand that. But I like the veteran in this lineup. I really do. I think Reggie Bullock's overall, going to still be a better player than Josh Green is going to be in 2 years. Whatever the timetable is. So his suggested minutes here is 12, as you can see. I'm keeping him at 32 in the starting lineup. We'll see if that works. Kelly Oubre Jr., new addition to the starting lineup. Really hoping this one works out for me. Christoph Porzingis, I know there are probably a lot of people saying, why haven't you traded this dude yet? Didn't exactly have the best year last year. This is probably his final season. If he's not playing well for us or we do need to make some sort of other big move, he'll probably be in those trade rumors. And we'll find something out. Miles Turner, obviously tremendous defensive center, tremendous addition. The dude can basically hopefully get those numbers up to a double-double. And yeah, 12, 13 points is all I'm really expecting from him. But that's the starting 5 bench unit. Dorian Finney-Smith, Moses Brown. He is our highest overall off the bench. I do not have centers be my 6 men. You guys all know that. Followed by Josh Green and Isaiah Jackson. So a couple nice young pieces here. And, honestly, all these 3 guys off the bench could be maybe a trade asset at some point in time. Hoping we're in the playoffs this year. I'll see you guys at the end of year number 2. Well, we are back in the playoffs. Good to see, up to a 3 seed. Luka, first career MVP. So, the problem with his scoring was that I just had a backup for him. So, if I brought Jalen Brunson back, if this game wasn't broken and I did have bird rights on him, I ultimately probably still would have included him in a trade for a new starting shooting guard. But end of the day, it looks like it's working out, at least for now. So, Luka, almost 30 points a game, almost 10 boards. literally 0.2 rebounds off of a triple-double. A little bit annoying, but yeah, he's one of the best players in the league. Paolo Banchero, Rookie of the Year. Andre Drummond, that's a joke. Giannis Stevens, Player of the Year. Wow. First time in a long time I've seen, second season, it typically goes back to Jonathan Isaac winning those Stevens Player of the Year awards. Haven't seen Giannis in a minute. Scotty Barnes always wins Most Improved second year. Doc Rivers still Coach of the Year. 51-31, not too bad. We got a date with Dallas. We got a date with Denver in the first round. Luka, KP, Miles Turner's up to 16 points a game. Take that. Kelly Oubre, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith. The rest go on and on. So, rebounds per game was Luka. Wow, that's crazy. And he was obviously the assist leader. So, Denver, let's take a look at their starting five. Murray, Dozier, Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon, Nikola Jokic. Very, very good team. One of the more underrated teams, in my opinion. That being said, we sweep them. Wow, Portland beat LA. Dame, McCollum, Norman Powell. They drafted the Rookie of the Year, Banchero. Nurkic, good team there in Portland. I'm excited to see what they're going to do this year. We win in 5, moving on to Phoenix. CP3, Booker. Hamidou Diallo's a new addition there. I like that pickup. Jay Crowder and DeAndre Ayton. What's their bench look like? So they moved, I guess they technically probably have to make a decision. I would probably run Johnson over that. They have Richardson still. Okay, let's beat them. I think we can do... Son of a bitch. Okay, well, we went from not being in the playoffs to being in the West Finals. I can 100% live with that. Joel Embiid Finals MVP. It obviously wasn't going to be Brickleberry. And we will now head up to league meetings, just hopefully get this done really quickly. And I think we probably have 1 or 2 moves to make. I definitely do want to figure out a new starting shooting guard. We do not have any picks this year, unfortunately, or at least not any high picks. The Hawks have the top 2 picks in the draft. Must be nice. Trent Peterson has always been my guy. He has good ratings. I don't care about my CFO. We will head up to the NBA draft. Now, we might have a later first round. Get this stupid fucking bug out of my face. All right, let's go ahead and see what we got. We have the 27th overall pick. I think I'm probably going to include him, or that pick, Reggie Bullock, Dorian Finney-Smith in a trade. Maybe try to find a new starting shooting guard. I'll see you guys if I have a trade. Okay, didn't think that was going through. Markelle Fultz is officially on this team. He's going to be my starting point guard. I'm moving Luka to shooting guard. At the end of the day, Luka's still going to lead us in assists. Fultz coming off a year of 15 points, almost 3 boards, 6 assists. It's going to be beautiful. So he'll officially be our starting point guard. We move Luka to shooting guard. It's really not that big of a deal. I know Luka's a point guard, but it doesn't change much. So, I'm still up in the air on Christoph Porzingis. I mean, he didn't really change his stats that dramatically. Not that I expected him to really make a huge jump, but again, did I trade my first round pick this year? Yes, I did. So we'll now head up to team player options. I also get technically up 3 first-round picks for Markelle Fultz, but I'm fine by that. I think our bench is obviously good enough. I don't really think we need to change much. So it's kind of just an option on whether I maybe want to upgrade Kelly Oubre Jr. Miles Turner obviously needs to come back as well. So, I mean, we'll figure that out. I'm obviously re-signing both of them. I'm not trading either of them right now, or not just letting them go. That'd be a better way to say it. So, they're both officially back. Do I want to make a move? Now comes decision time. I think if I'm going to make a move, it's either probably going to be Oubre or it's going to be Porzingis. So, I'll see what sort of offers I can get for them. But, ultimately, I do kind of like the way this team's made up right now. So, I think I'm honestly just going to move Josh Green up to the starting small forwards, or the backup small forward spot. His overall remains the same. I do need to figure out a new backup point guard. I know I'm talking a million miles an hour. I'm sorry. We can bring in Trey Burke. Honestly, was on this team at the start of it, and ultimately didn't really get any minutes. But good veteran off the bench, a relatively young bench still, not a bad idea. So, okay. Do I want to move KP? Do I want to move Kristaps Porzingis? Is the question right now. We have no first round picks anymore, literally none. So, John Collins is an option. Honestly, I'm probably going to stick with KP. Just because of how he's playing in the game. Siakam's also an option here, but honestly, KP's been putting up better numbers. So, I mean, Christian Wood's here. Little bit, maybe I'd rather have him, but I mean, Clay's always an option. I mean, his trade value always skyrockets, always plummets is a better word. So, maybe I'll try to look for Oubre. Again, this team just doesn't have a ton of assets, so there's really only so much I can... Ooh. This is enticing. That's very enticing. Oh, I could bring Chris Paul, who's 38 years old now. Oh, boy, do I want to pick up Kevin Porter Jr.? If I was going to, I guess I'd technically maybe have to move Luka to the small forward spot. Okay, 13.5 points a game, almost 14. 3 rebounds, 4 assists versus 15 points. Oh, this is a tough decision. This is a tough decision. You know what? I don't really ever keep Kelly Oubre when I get him. So I'm going to roll with it, man. We're putting all our chips in the basket, and we are going to bet on this team. I will see you guys at the start of the third and final year. Final season in Dallas. We have not made any major signings. We have not made any really, major trades. We've made some smaller trades. We haven't made any necessarily blockbuster deals here today. So really, really interesting, approach I took to this rebuild. Ultimately, it kind of laid itself out. This team didn't really have a ton of cap space. Ultimately, if this was a realistic rebuild, probably would have been somewhat similar. I mean, we probably wouldn't have made necessarily these moves, but we wouldn't have obviously made the crazy trades that you normally see in unrealistic rebuilds. So I'm sure a lot of you do know this. I sometimes like to switch it up. I don't like following the same game plan every time. So if you guys are, have a problem with me not trading KP, I do apologize. Do I think they should in real life? I don't know. I'd probably give it one more year and then pull the trigger on something. But here's how it's looking. Fultz, Doncic, Oubre, Porzingis, Turner. I'm hoping Doncic moving to the shooting guard spot doesn't really change much. I don't think it will, just because this is 2K. He's hopefully still going to be my primary ball handler. I think we'll be good. Josh Green has now moved to our 6-man position. Dorian Finney-Smith had it last year. Josh Green takes over this year. Moses Brown, Isaiah Jackson, and Trey Burke, I guess, welcome back to Dallas. So that's how it is, man. It's a good bench. It's a good starting 5. As I mentioned, very different than how I normally do it. We have been up to a 3 seed. We have made the West Finals. We are looking to win one this year. I will see you guys at the end. Third and final year. So we unfortunately did not get a 1 seed here to end it, but we did get a 2 seed. Luka goes back-to-back in the MVP department. It looks like that shooting guard move really didn't hurt his, assist numbers anyways too much. Still 13. It's not the 15 he had last year, but I'm not going to complain about that. I laugh every time. Rookie of the year, that dude. Josh Giddey, 6-man of the year. Jonathan Isaac back. It wouldn't have been a video if Jonathan Isaac didn't win Defensive Player of the Year award at least once. Jalen Smith, most improved. Doc Rivers. Wow, Philadelphia is good, man. Crazy. So 53 wins. I guess that technically is our highest today. It's still not bad. Fultz actually was our second leading scorer. He was a double-double as well. Crazy assists between these two. KP, Kelly Oubre, Miles Turner back down scoring a little bit, but again, not going to complain about that. We had another score here in Fultz. So these two averaged 23 assists between the two in per game. That's crazy. Steph, Clay, Kuminga, Matthew Hurt, and James Wiseman. Why that's a 7 seed? I don't really seriously. How do I get matched up with that? But it's not a 7 seed. That's not a 7 seed. And just fucking Christ alive. Okay. This video's been a disaster, but yeah, we're going to wrap this one up because this game's annoying me. I'm so done with 2K21. I'm hoping 2K22 is a breath of fresh air, but I don't have faith in it. I really, really don't. So, yeah, that wraps up this one. Man, I'm pretty sure this is one of the final offseason rebuilds we did have to do. That, again, I just have really no words for this game anymore. Those Warriors, 1, should have beat us probably. 2, should they have been a 7 seed? No. So maybe I'm done taking stupid fucking bug. Taking different approaches on how I do these rebuilds. Maybe I'll go back to straight cheesing. So that wraps up this one. If you guys have any other video ideas, feel free to comment them below. As always, if you guys are new around here, make sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Love you guys. See you guys all in the next one.